Hiya!
Hi, I'm Matt Carter from Ragtag Studio.
And your game is this guy right here.
Yeah, Raise the Dead.
Alright, so why don't we start off with some simple explanation of the game. What's it about?
So, Raise the Dead is an action strategy game in which you play Ray, the character who is a zombie who has the unique capability to resurrect the recently deceased and put them under his control. So he has this contraption lodged in his brain. He doesn't know why it's there, but he finds out quickly that it has powers that it gives him. So the game is about stumbling through the world, trying to find out why you're dead and what the thing is in your head. And along the way, you're building a zombie army.
Alright. So how early in the game's development are you just about?
So we've been developing Raise the Dead for about 8 months. At this point, we're putting the game on Steam Greenlight, and we're getting ready to do a Kickstarter, but we have another 12 months to go before the game is ready to ship.
With that in mind, how many levels have you completed and everything?
Well, right now we have the levels that are available in the demo. There's 4 levels, and we have a few development levels that we're working on, testing other features in the game.
So your game is primarily mob-oriented. How many different types of zombies are you thinking? Like, from what I saw in the demo, there were only the regular zombies and the dog zombies.
Correct.
Is that going to be about it, or are you planning to
No, so in the demo you actually get to see some of the elements of the third zombie, which is the sneaking zombie or ninja zombie. And you only get to see a portion of that character's abilities in the demo. But everybody really likes to be able to sneak their zombies into the bushes and do an ambush. So we thought we'd put that in the demo with the regular zombie able to do that. In the final game, we're going to have 5 or 6 different types of zombies that you'll be able to control with unique abilities.
Lots of zombies and undead people. It's always going to be fun. So, what gave you guys the idea for the game?
So we were kicking around the idea of a new game last summer. We had just formed our company Ragtag Studio, and my partner Chris Cobb has worked on Stubbs the Zombie. There's a few aspects of that game that we really thought were underutilized. Namely, in Stubbs the Zombie you can create more zombies by killing humans, but in that game you don't get to do anything with the zombies that you make. They just sort of wander around fighting people aimlessly, and we really thought that was a missed opportunity to do something cool, and we really enjoyed the character-driven strategic elements of Pikmin. So those are the two main elements that we really, and Overlord, so we've been playing similar games to those that have been inspiring us.
So what do you think about your game in comparison to the ever-growing field of zombie games out there?
Well, it's tricky because we want to make the games that we want to make. Obviously we want to make games that people like. I really like the horror genre. I like zombies, and so I understand that some people may have zombie burnout, but I think that Raise the Dead has enough different elements that people will be attracted to in any ways. Namely, in this game you are the zombies and you're fighting against the humans, and also just the control aspects and the mechanics are so different than most zombie games that you can look past the zombiness of it.
So you guys are how many man team?
There's 3 of us, Sean Hallwest, Chris Cobb, and myself, Matt Carter. Chris Cobb and I work in Chicago, and Sean is in Dallas, Texas.
Alright, so you're working a little bit over the internet. Are there any issues with that you've come across?
Well, we're doing very well working over the internet, but whenever we get to work together as a team in the same place, it's always a lot more efficient and it feels more dynamic. So we're kind of trying to work on making things a little bit more fluid. We use Google Hangout a lot to talk, and we probably need to be doing that even more often than we do.
Alright, so with this 3-man studio, are there any things that you've had to sort of like push aside in order to actually get yourselves together and everything? For the most part, like,
our wives wouldn't like it if we said we pushed them aside, but we've been really working hard to get Race of Dead, the demo, ready for PAX. It's something that after Indiecade in LA last year, we set PAX East as our goal, and we knew it was a big deal for us to get something cool in front of the fans, or the community. And so we've been, probably the last 3 months, we've been really crunching hard to get the game ready. And probably most of our friends and family hate us because we sort of put them all to the side, and they've been really great supporting us, but that's what happens in
you
game.
can feel the tension.
Yes.
At times.
My wife is going to be very happy when I get back, and I'm going to be very happy.
Yeah. So you're going to be on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
What are some of the things? Have you been putting a lot of research into it and like beforehand? And what have you sort of like deduced from that, if anything?
Well, Kickstarter is a really awesome tool for indie developers, and we're really excited about it. We're hoping to launch our Kickstarter for PAX, but due to the workload that we've had putting the demo together, it wasn't feasible. But over the course of the time that we were working on our Kickstarter, we did a lot of research. But I think that what we found is that there's no real, at least for us, no real clear answers to the best way to do things. There are many fantastic looking projects that have not been funded, and then there's a lot of projects that sort of were, in my, didn't seem all that fantastic, and they got many times their
tons of money.
So yeah, it's sort of a tough nut to crack, and we don't pretend to have that figured out. We're making our plans in the next couple of weeks. We're gonna finish up our video and our rewards list, and get ready to kick off. So at Ragtag Studio, my general role is art director.
Art director?
Yeah, so I'm in charge of sort of overseeing the overall art style of Race of Dead. I do the concept for most of the characters and environment, and I do the character art and animations, and help with the environment art.
Speaking of style, what made you like think at something a little bit like this? Was there any like specific thing that got you into this style, or was it just it came?
Well, I guess the one thing that I guess I could think back to and realize is sort of a direct inspiration was Invader Zim. I guess it was really the zaniness of the style, the big eyes and
short bodies, big head.
Yeah, well, that we were already going down that path sort of for design reasons, because the characters in our game, the camera will slowly kind of pull back depending on how big your army is, and so we wanted the characters to be visible and recognizable from their big heads, and so that was already a design element that we had. And so Invader Zim, and also Invader Zim has this really dark look at the world, and kind of everybody is kind of snarky and not so nice, especially the adults, and we kind of have that vibe going with Race of Dead too. The people that you sort of conquer aren't that great, and so you don't have that much of a problem.
Like that. So what are your like, other than Invader Zim, and like what are your like personal influences for like getting into both art and like the gaming field?
Game development?
Yeah.
Game development, I guess, has been a dream of mine since probably high school. I've been playing games since, much earlier than that, but I didn't realize that was something that I could do or wanted to do until about high school. Up until that point, I was thinking about comic books, and so, but I started taking technology classes in basics of self-directed technology classes in high school, and from there, I basically taught myself and continued to teach myself graphics and different things about the game development until the point where I got a job by just building up my own portfolio while working.
What are your thoughts about like the indie field and how it's been coming out more and more lately. Are you excited for it? Are you sort of like tentative about it, or?
Well, I'm definitely excited because I really feel like there's an opportunity for us to succeed. But it's also, I'm from I guess what you would call AAA development. The rest of our team, we've been developing games for 13 years until we decided to form our studio last year. And I see there's a lot of opportunity for us, but I also see that there's a lot of tumult and turnover in the industry, the large scale game development right now. So there's a lot of uncertainty with development, but there's a lot of opportunity as well.
Do you have any final words you'd like to say about this whole entire thing?
I don't know. I guess I encourage everybody to check out gameplay footage and screenshots that we have on Greenlight, and check that out. Give us some yes vote. I don't know. Watch out for more Race to Dead on the internet.